Did my dad just brag about being able to silence his phone?
Well,
that is what happened, yes.
It sounded like a real victory lap.
Well, no, Dan asked him, because it kept going off, do you need help with that? And I was laughing at what if Greg's response was yes, would Dan know what to do?
Right. I was saying if there was the real possibility there because his phone had gone off during the break and he was confused. He didn't know whether it was the computer or the phone. And there's a real possibility there that he had handed it to me and I would have just handed it to Whittingham.
Right.
And when somebody asks you, do you need help turning off your phone, what they mean is turn off the damn phone, will you?
Right.
But I appreciate you trying to couch it as a favor you were willing to do for me.
I think what he's doing was suggesting that you don't know how to do it. Not that, you don't know how to do it, which is fair.
It was both. I assumed that he did not know how to do it. I assumed that he was lying, and I also assumed that if he had handed it to me, there was the very real chance I wouldn't know how to fix it. I would probably just try and turn down the volume, make some sort of mistake. Did you hear that first hour that I had? Did you hear? I'm going to think that Bobby Wagner plays for the 49ers for 3 years before I correct that. Before I realize that there's a Fred Warner running around out there covering CeeDee Lamb. I wanted to, we've got a new back in my day here, but I can't believe it. I know. Thank you, Roy. That is correct. I don't know.
It's Tuesday.
It's Tuesday. What's the big deal?
Normal Tuesday.
It's a normal, usual, standard Tuesday thing.
Right.
We will get to it in a second, but I have erred by not getting to this sooner. Stugotz is pissed off at Orlovsky, and it's in this realm of stuff. Bill Barnwell yesterday announced. I hope you guys. Is everyone sitting down? Barnwell announced that Josh Allen and Joe Burrow had swapped tiers.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
A tier swap.
Yeah,
wow.
I can't stand up after that.
Oh, my God.
Josh Allen has fallen a tier. Burrow has climbed a tier. And Stugotz is mad because he's already in the position. Burrow's the best. The Bengals are going to win the Super Bowl. Burrow's the best. I was here first.
Tiers, T-I-E-R. Because I was confused in case anyone else.
I was too, Billy.
T-E-A-R, and I was like, what does that mean?
Like players swap jerseys.
Yeah,
They
I
swap
thought they were
tiers now.
crying together and
I
handing
should have
each other
said
tiers.
swap quarterback tiers.
And thank God, I thought you were going to say swap wives like Kikich and Peterson in the 70s. So thank God it was just tears.
Like who?
Are the first names, Sue?
Mike Kikich and Fritz Peterson, I believe. The Yankee pitchers who swapped entire families.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, yeah.
How do you know that?
Including dogs, by the way.
Dogs, too?
Yeah, the dogs were
That's
involved.
taking it a little too far. I
They
mean,
swapped lives,
This is-
basically. They
This is,
swapped
you
wives.
get more evidence. If you see it, say it.
Exactly.
Like
Thank
why
you.
is Greg Cote once? Tell me about this. This is the first I'm hearing.
Yeah.
This was very scandalous in the 70s. Go ahead, look it up, please, because
Yeah.
it is famous. Can you
could look it
imagine?
up.
I want you to imagine 50,
Even swap dogs?
50
Yeah.
years. I don't think he's got that right. I think he's making that
No,
part
I
up.
believe that's right.
I don't think it was entire
Because that would
families.
sound ridiculous.
If
They swap dogs?
yeah.
I think that part is made up.
Everything
Cross the line.
I really
mean,
don't think
yeah.
it was entire families, but this was scandalously famous in the 70s.
Yeah.
America's pastime. Can you imagine? There was no TMZ then. A couple of players swapped wives, but I'm pretty sure it was only wives. I don't think it was homes.
No, I think it was entire lives, entire families,
Can I have the
including
names
dogs.
again,
They
please?
have each other's
Yeah,
names.
At least
Fritz-
the wives
Fritz
know what's
Peterson.
going on. I feel bad for the dogs.
Someone would
Fritz
have to
Peterson
swap
and Mike
homes.
Kekich.
They can't stay in the same homes if they've
I
swapped
don't think he
spouses.
has this part right. I'm pretty sure it was just wives, but we will wait for you guys to get additional reporting on this story from 50 years ago.
What are the names again? Frank Kikich and Fritz Peterson?
Fritz Peterson and Mike Kekich.
Yeah.
Mike
But
Kikich.
imagine if Burrow and Mahomes swapped wives
Oh,
right
for
now.
the love of God.
What a sensation. That's
either
all we'd be
married?
talking about.
I don't think Burrow's married. I think Mahomes is.
Is Josh Allen married?
I'm not certain.
Mahomes is in on this now, too?
I don't know. Someone said Mahomes, but they did swap wives and children. I'm still working on the dog.
They
Really,
held
children?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
separate press conferences during the 1973 spring training season announcing they had traded wives.
I don't make shit up.
Whoa. They had swapped entire families,
Yes.
including dogs.
Hello,
Wow.
Dolly.
That is from BronxPinstripes.com.
Is this press conference on YouTube? Is this wow?
I'm super confused now because I'm looking up their stats and I don't know who did this.
Who
What
did
a
instigate it?
story.
You think they inherited stats?
Possibly they swapped numbers or something.
I am stunned by a number of things here, but not the least of which is Greg Cote celebrating his victory of swap dogs by singing Hello, Dolly.
That's right. If they swap wives today on PTI, there would be a debate on who got the better of the trade. You know, that's the way sports
think
radio
so.
That's
works
not
now.
what would really happen.
Who
if-
got the better of the trade?
That is not how that would go.
I don't remember at the
which
time.
wife got the better quarterback?
That's how Twitter would go.
Yeah, of
Did
course.
Fritz win the trade?
You know, somebody wins every trade, right? In this case, it probably worked out well for both families, I'm guessing. I hope.
Do
it did.
you?
Why are you guessing
why
that?
Would, why
I
would
don't
you,
judge.
You don't
I don't think it's
that's a
confusing at
little
all for the
upheaval?
children.
There's no upheaval there in the formative,
dogs,
in the
I mean.
formative years
Yeah,
of the dog.
the dogs were traumatized. There's no doubt about that.
Please get me as much reporting on this story as you possibly can. But Stugotz is mad at Orlovsky. He's mad at a lot of people right now in the sports media because this is his take.
It's my take, and what's frustrating about it is I said it, 6 or 7 weeks ago. It takes people like Bill Barnwell and Dan Orlovsky. They need to see him go to another AFC championship game before they declare that he's the best quarterback in the NFL. I said it week 7. Like, welcome to the party. And the fact that the Spun or whoever wrote about it, Orlovsky's take, give me a break, okay? Like, here's what drives me crazy. You could spend any amount of time playing in the NFL, and certain publications and, newspapers will take what you say more seriously than someone like me. Like, why do they do that? I've been watching football for 40 years. I can look at a television screen and determine for myself, without Dan Orlovsky, without Bill Barnwell, without waiting for a guy to get to an AFC championship game, that he's the best quarterback in the league. Yet no one prints it when I say it. No one cares when I say it. But Dan Orlovsky says it, and all of a sudden, it's the biggest story in sports. Give me a break. Seriously. Who's he? Who's Spun?
Don't you normally wait for people to win things in order to say that they're good enough or worthy enough, or you have to win Super Bowls, and Brock Purdy's got to do it in the playoffs, and then you got to do it on the road, and they got to do it in the Super Bowl?
I'm projecting, not this time. He's going to win a Super Bowl. He's going to win multiple Super Bowls, yes.
So you want headlines?
He's beaten, not really, but he's beaten Mahomes 3 consecutive times.
But everything that you said suggests that you just want headlines and credit.
No, I don't care. But if you're not going to give me headlines and credit, why are you giving Dan Orlovsky? I mean,
So you do want it.
well, listen, it'd be nice. It'd be nice. It's not something I need, but I said it 7 weeks ago, and no one wrote a thing about it. And Orlovsky said it yesterday for the first time, and it's everywhere.
How does it feel?
Oh boy. Now
I'm with you, Tony.
Thank you, Stu.
You guys really not know why Dan Orlovsky, what he says, holds more weight?
I'm asking the question, why? You can play any amount of time in the NFL, have a lousy career, and you say Joe Burrow's the best quarterback in the NFL, and boom, it's a headline.
He
You have a
watches
great
film.
career. So, I watch games.
Do you even?
He's informed.
It's just guy who said he'd rather have Alex Smith over Patrick Mahomes thinks Joe Burrow is better than Josh Allen. Here's your headline.
It
you
is.
shaved your head and looked like Paul Feinbaum, and you dyed your hair and looked like Guy Fieri.
All fair points.
This is the place that he wishes to be credible and
Thanks, guys.
and be taken seriously. But I really do feel like you guys missed, all of you, in burying Stugotz, because in Stugotz's defense, how have we ignored that he just did something he's never done before? Joe Burrow clearly has a Super Bowl in Stugotz's personal record book.
He does.
He's
Yeah.
never done it this way before. You're allowed to be confused by this. He takes them away. He never gives them out early. That should be news. That should be something that people are reporting. Stugotz is declared
He's already won one.
Right on.
that he's already won a Super Bowl. He is first to that take, even though he has not yet won a Super Bowl. And again, I mentioned this yesterday, for all his swagger, lost to a quarterback who had a no-look pass on the game-winning drive.
Top that, Orlovsky. All right. He's already won a Super Bowl. I am telling you, a guy who hasn't won a Super Bowl has already won a Super Bowl. How about that? Okay?
People take you seriously.
I don't know, Bill. God bless football.
Are you guys going to the Super Bowl? Is God bless football going to the Super Bowl?
No, changes by the day.
We've had conversations. I mean,
What do you mean? Who's changing it by the day? God bless football should be at the Super Bowl.
we'd like to go to the
Your
Super
lips
Bowl.
to God's ears,
Yes.
my friends.
Yep.
But
yep.
what's the problem? Is it Stugotz?
No, not at
No,
all.
It's not the problem.
No. I mean, thank you for the first time. It's the first time in show history where I'm not the problem.
I don't think
know if you read
that's
that right.
true. I don't think that Billy.
Billy knows I'm not the problem.
There's
here.
there might be a couple of problems. You are one of them.
All right. I mean, how am I one of them? It's the Super Bowl or a sports show. I host a show called God Bless Football. It should be at the Super Bowl. I mean, that's it.
All right, so can you make it?
Yes.
Well, are you sure? Because I
No,
think
he's trying. He's trying to make it, but we're 2 weeks away.
We need
Also,
to know if
like-
you can make it.
Also, did Super Bowl week surprise you in the calendar? Like, you could have announced I want to go to the Super Bowl in October.
I mean, we announced it last February.
We did, yeah.
Well,
But can
In
you be
fairness to
but can
us.
you be trusted to go? Like, isn't that if you're one of the problems? How are you one of the problems? If Mike Ryan is saying here that you're one of the two problems, what is the other problem?
I didn't say there were two problems. I said that there were multiple problems.
Yes.
Is, avoiding commitment is one of the
Well,
issues.
he wants to stay with Golick. Is that the problem? Golick doesn't.
No,
want to
that's a solution.
Golick has invited us to his house to stay there.
You
I mean,
applied pressure. That's not how invites work.
That's debatable, yeah.
Yeah, but no, I've been having conversations, preparing for 2 days out before the Super Bowl. Stugots may decide he wants to go,
Right.
so we are preparing, and our partners have places where you can conduct interviews that you don't necessarily need a credential. That's also one of the issues that goes.
Oh, really? That's one of the problems now. A credentials to
yeah,
God.
a credential for the Super Bowl is important.
Yep.
So that's one of the issues. But no, the staying with Golick, that's a solution.
Yes, that
Well, but
helps.
it doesn't seem to be true though. Golick and Golick denies.
Well, what Golick said was, Smetty could stay over. She'll be there. He invited Billy over. He hasn't exactly invited me over yet.
The lodging isn't an
It was
issue.
implied.
I found VRBOs that are pretty cheap right
You did?
around there. Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. It's a fun week. You got the Waste Management's out there that week. I mean, Super Bowl,
Would
Radio
love to have
Row.
been there.
Yeah.
Love to have been there.
I know. You want to go? I mean,
Yeah, sure.
okay, good.
Yeah. No, I can't do that. That would be an issue.
But are you going to be there?
Well, it's debatable. I don't know if there's a Moss that week. I don't know what's going on. What week is it? I mean,
There isn't a Moss.
okay. I'm there. I think.
Yesterday,
What
or
week?
2 weeks.
I'm there. That's a good week for me. I can go that week,
2 weeks?
I think.
let's get to the back in my day that I can't believe Greg Cote has lined up, even though it is a Tuesday. How are you feeling about this one, Greg Cote? It's been many, many months in percolation and hibernation.
I don't know that it's been many months, has it? It feels like it's been a few weeks.
It's been months.
Okay.
I would also like to say that Back in My Day now has a sponsor. It's presented by GNC. Your glory days start now.
Huh.
Is Greg
right.
Cote getting some of that money? He's been complaining about not getting that sponsorship money. He shouldn't. He won't do this.
Lots of off-air conversations happening on air today.
Well, he doesn't.
Anytime you think of asking a question revolving around a sponsor, don't.
Don't listen to Greg's when you think it's say it strategy.
I can tell you, I am a firm believer in supplements. I'm doing so much better now that I'm taking them.
Yeah. I'm a big GNC fan.
Yeah, I take ginkgo, which is why I was scanning my brain for the word avoid and reluctance just 10 minutes ago. And but I'm also taking collagen, and my joints feel good.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm taking something called milk thistle for my liver. Yeah, and keeps for my hair.
I don't believe that is a supplement.
Well, it's working.
How about Nugenics?
I don't think that
Number one seller, GNC.
Regardless, time now for Back in My Day.
I'm all for GNC. GPC for GNC.
And now it is time to take a trip down
What's your middle
memory
name?
lane.
GPC.
Here's your guy,
What's your middle
Greg
name?
Cote, with Back in My Day.
Letters.
A cough, right?
I like that. I like
Letters.
that as a sponsor. GPC on behalf of GNC.
Right on.
Greg Paul Cote.
That's right.
How about a cough right into the back
Yeah.
of my day?
Yeah.
Right, GNC
Letters.
That's right. That's sponsored by GNC. GNC sponsored by Unhealthy.
I'm a perfect sponsor for them. Make sure I got the order right here. Letters. It takes 20% of the digits I have on one hand to count the letters I receive in the mail on an average year. That's one. It's from a distant acquaintance who sends out one of those family updates around every Christmas time, informing me Al has changed jobs to another one that doesn't interest me, Dylan, whom I've never met, graduated high school, and the dog died. But the worst part about this unsolicited annual letter from someone I haven't spoken to in 30 years is that Al doesn't even bother to write it by hand. It's typed. And not even on a manual typewriter where the occasional lowercase o fills in with ink and lends a soulful imperfection to the operation. How do you tell someone your dog died by clacking it on a page with fingertips but no hand or heart? Show me the telltale slight tremble in the penmanship when you convey the news. Otherwise, did you really even love your dog at all?
Wow.
The handwritten letter that a postman hand delivers to your mailbox is all but dead nowadays. It's as dead as the letter sweater, which I last saw somebody wear when Archie and Jughead were banging around the halls of Riverdale High. Emails and texts, boom, quick message and hit send, are the unindicted murderers of not only the handwritten letter, but of cursive penmanship itself.
It's true.
Which they used to teach in school, by the way. The teenager in your house has not only never had a pocket full of change, he has no idea how to hold a pen or what to do with it, and has never even seen a pencil. You don't even have to type out an email or text nowadays. Just dictate aloud what you want to say into some invisible microphone and the words appear like magic. The beauty of this is that people using this ultimate lazy shortcut find that the words that are misheard tend to be auto-corrected to something incorrect, so that you waste more time correcting the autocorrect than you would have typing the damn text in the first place. Ah, memories.
Yes.
You laid a sheet of blank paper on a table, and for just that split second, you were Renoir, poised before a bare canvas in the 1880s, a French field of chrysanthemums bidding your bonjour. You lifted an ink pen and cradled it in your mitt and began the melodic, unhurried pace of cursive, flowing like a gently babbling brook. "Cursive, what's that, Grandpa?" snorts the preteen. Make that lad watch and see for himself as you roll back the decades and fashion a letter longhand. Give the page a crisp trifold, then tuck it into an envelope with the address in return, hand-scrawled as well. Then the best part, carefully lick the gum to seal the back of the envelope. Careful of a paper cut now. And do the same with the postage stamp. Go out of your way to eschew the envelopes and stamps with the peel-off stickers. If you're taking the time to send a handcrafted letter, by gum, favor the recipient with a piece of you. Not only your handprints, but your DNA as well. Bring back the letter in personal communication, but in business, too. You need to close that big McGillicuddy deal with an email to the home office no later than 5 today. It can wait. Turn off the computer and clamp that pipe in your maw with a satisfied smile as you pick up a pen and decide right on the spot your cursive will celebrate the handwritten letter with a bit of extra flamboyant flair on the high loops today. I'm Greg Cote, and that's how it was back in my day.
May I see something there? That was lovely, by the way.
fantastic.
Very well written.
Yeah.
By gum.
GNC,
Amazing when you have a sponsor.
GNC should be proud
Why
of
do you
what
print
was
in landscape?
just made by GPC.
Correct.
Put it on the poll, please, Guillermo. Are email and text the unindicted murderers of not only the handwritten letter, but of cursive penmanship itself?
That's true.
It's a beautiful sentence. So
Yeah.
true. It is the truest thing that has been uttered by Greg Cote today.
What is the youngest age of a person that knows how to write in cursive? There can't be kids in school now that know how to write in cursive, right? There just can't be.
I can't tell you the sheer number of parents that I run into who look at me just befuddled and wounded because they are looking and trying to teach their kids math now who are doing algebra in like the 2nd or 3rd grade, and they don't know how to teach their kids how to do math because the way they did math isn't the way math is done anymore.
Yeah, the way they teach it. Well, I don't even know. My kids are in college now. I'm not certain what these guys are going through, but the way they teach math is not the way they taught it when I was growing up.
I learned cursive. I never knew how to do the Z, but
Well, when did it die? It died without announcement?
Well, this is very myopic. They still teach cursive, just not here in American schools. People are still writing cursive, maybe just not here.
But they're not writing letters very much anymore, are they?
No, they really aren't. Sad.
Is it?
Yeah, I think it's sad.
When's the last time you wrote a letter?
It's been a while.
You two, you've embraced email and text. You're not.
It's so convenient. How can you not?
Did you ever have a pen pal, Greg?
I have gotten letters from prison.
so one way.
Yeah.
Readers.
Right. Yeah.
That's not a pen pal.
You didn't write back?
I wrote back once, and then you get another response, and you become an unwitting pen pal, which is the danger in it. I don't want a pen pal.
What a rough
I don't
day
even
for you.
correspond with my friends, let alone somebody serving time.
I can verify that. Greg Cote announced to me 20 years ago, maybe 30, trying to push me away. I'm a bad friend.
I like to be up front.
See it, say it.
Exactly. Thank you.
Greg, if you want to start corresponding by letter, I will happily oblige.
All right, let's do that.
All right. I'll send you a letter.
But Greg, I'll actually do it.
1440 still?
My dear Witty, how does this correspondence
please
find you?
do those and bring them in. I want you guys to not only write those letters, but then come in and read them so that Mike can read them by listening to them in an audiobook form.
I'll do it.
When finding a perfect pen pal, Greg, I think you'd want a good distance so it takes a while for the letter to get there and the letter to come back so it's not a chore, right? Because if it's someone that's close, you're writing constantly back and forth, and it'd be like a whole thing. It becomes like a second job, right? But postage costs so much that it's like you're going to spend $15 to send a letter to someone you don't know and then have to send them another $15 a couple days later.
A stamp does not cost $15.
No, but if I'm a pen pal with someone in like Australia or something, it's not going to cost a stamp. And stamps now are super expensive. And by the way, I have this question about the post office that I've been wondering, and maybe you guys are the same thing. Has anyone noticed that mail's getting to you later and later? Like, I was trying to figure out if there was just like budget cuts or layoffs where maybe they're doing multiple routes now. I don't know if there's any mail people out there and they're doing like extra work, because before you'd get home and the mail would be there. Now I see postmen and women who are driving around like 8 o'clock at night delivering the mail sometimes.
Mike Ryan, the other day, I had to mail something to him, and I realized that he does not trust the U.S. postal system.
You see him every day.
Yeah, but I was sick. I was sick for 3 weeks, and I needed to mail something to him. And Mike Ryan clearly and obviously doesn't trust the U.S. postal system. And I'm like, seriously? I can't just mail you something and you believe that it's coming to you?
No, I can't trust that. On a reasonable timeline?
Sounds like money.
Reasonable timeline, that's fair. It takes a while. I mean, Billy and Mike are right.
These people, they need their money when they ask for it.
The U.S. postal system is something we have ceased to trust?
No, I trust it.
I trust it.
I'm a big post office man.
The difference between 1 and 2 business days is 1 and 2 digits.
What does that mean? I'm a big post office man.
I like the post office. I don't like the people running it right now.
Right.
Nobody likes the
I
post
like the
office.
post office.
When's the last time you
nice
went to the
musky
post
smell.
office?
I go to the post office. I'm a regular.
Me
Right.
too.
Around Christmas time every year, we mail a big package to our friend Nina in Arizona,
Right.
in the Scottsdale area, and I'm in line, and it's a beautiful thing. I've got my big brown package in my left arm.
They have a room we could use? I mean,
Hell yeah.
Super Bowl week?
And I don't self-weigh it. I'm the kind of person who likes to wait in the line, who likes to talk to the postal service worker behind the desk. She weighs it. We make a little chit-chat. I buy a little book of stamps before I go, and I'm clicking my heels on the way out because I feel like I've accomplished something.
Yeah.
Well, at the same time, dealt with the public in a way that I think enriched both sides, both parties.
I like a good handoff of postage from me to someone in the office. So then I'm ensured that it doesn't get lost at the bottom of the bin or
Yes.
get stuck on something. I
Thank
like
you.
to go and hand it off, have a pleasant greeting with
Yep.
them, a little back and forth, a chit chat, and then sometimes you see you go, oh, they're like, oh, well, actually, we can do this right now. And then they have like a stamp, and I'm like, had I not had this in-person conversation, maybe it'd be stamped in another thing, tossed
Yes.
in another pile.
You're
It's
right
very
on the mark.
nice. It's very neither snow nor rain nor heat nor gloom of night stays these couriers from the swift completion of their appointed rounds.
I like the idea of a new segment called "I like a good blank" because I like a good pushing down of a filled trash can. You guys ever like that?
Oh,
it's like
delightful.
Very
Yeah.
rewarding.
Push that
And you
thing
get
down.
one more
Great
bag
shout.
in.
Oh,
Oh, it's
it's
great.
a great
Yeah.
feeling.
Yeah,
I did it like
very
10 minutes
rewarding.
ago in the other room. The new producer of South Beach Sessions was impressed too. I was like, I like a good pushing down of a trash. I don't know his name yet. Me and him have talked for like 10 straight days. There's a lot of new people. I honestly really like him. But what's his name again?
Jeff can hear you.
Matt.
Oh, Matt.
That is a good
There's an
segment.
M in it.
There is a good segment there of I just can't believe you guys.
Mason?
How do you do it? You do it with your hands? You made it seem like you do it with your
I
hands.
will.
hands,
Like,
two
if
hands.
there's something
foot.
in there
A
that's
foot. A foot.
A
if
foot
there's-
is a good
foot's
move.
if there's like
The big one.
it's also wild. Me and Matt were talking about this. It's wild that no
Oh,
matter your trash, even though it's your food, but it's instantly gross. You know what I mean? You'd think my trash would be. It's like my fart. I like my fart, but not my trash. I don't like my trash. It's gross. I don't want to put my hand in my trash. It's weird.
But you put your hand in your fart.
I would. I have actually. We've all put our hand down there and then smelled our hand.
Whoa. Do I know that boy?
Matt's done it.
I thought you were going to say I learned it from you, Dad.
Because your dad has done it.
No, I've got bad habits, but that happens not to be one of them.
Dad, you admitted on the Greg Cote show a few weeks ago that if you're in a bathroom with no toilet paper, you will swipe your ass like a credit card.
Well, only because I've done it once in my life. It's not something I do just because I've done it once in my life.
What?
It's amazing.
What?
It's,
You couldn't go find toilet paper anywhere in the house.
I had already done my
I
business.
put it on the
Right.
poll. Guillermo, have you ever swiped your ass with your hand like a credit card?
You just chuck it into
I
the toilet
can't-
after?
I
You wash your
cannot-
hand afterward.
I
It's not a
cannot
problem.
believe
I don't think you can do that without a thumb.
better without
Easier
a
without a thumb. I would
Easier,
say.
yeah.
Let's get
Remove
in
the
the way.
thumb, yeah.
If we're being honest, the human hand is as efficient as toilet paper.
If we're being honest, I can't believe that you're this disgusting.
Well.
The Greg Cote show featuring Greg Cote is
With,
where you
yeah.
can find more.
So, Dan, what would your recourse be if there's no toilet paper?
Right.
I've got to walk very gingerly to a place where there is toilet paper.
Use your underwear and then throw it
No,
out.
use none. What if
You
there's
either,
none?
if you're at home, you ask your significant other, hey, can you get me a roll of toilet paper?
In public, though.
If she's not home, though, you just walk through the house and get it. No? I mean, it's a tricky walk, you know. The pants are down to your ankles.
This is in public.
It's better
Yeah,
than a
this-
hand wipe, though.
This
And-
was not at home.
This was not one of the options, except in the most desperate of Turkish prison circumstances. Like the option that you guys just selected, which is, hey, take it like a spatula and just go through there with your hand, clean it out. Not one of the options that I had ever considered. Like truly disgusting.
Well, what if you're in a public stall and there's no sink?
Oh, there was a sink.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
but what if you were in a public stall that you had to walk out to the sink?
I can't believe this.
I don't know that I've ever used a public bathroom with no sink. Now that you
No.
mention it.
I know that there's a sink, but
And a
like in
stink.
the
So you'll have to exit the stall and walk through the bathroom
with your handful of
with
shit.
your handful of shit.
Well, there's a way to disguise that.
Oh
Yeah.
my God!
You can
Show me.
Just please
I mean,
stop.
first of all, afterward, you rattle your hand
Oh,
and
for
magic
the
crack.
love of
Get a
God.
shake,
So
shake
is
off
you-
a little
come
bit.
on.
You get as much off as you can.
Right,
right?
yeah.
Wait, do you ball your hand up as a
man.
fence?
And then you
Oh, well,
ball
look
your
who all
hand
of a
up.
sudden needs a thumb now.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a big thumb fan.
Maybe you flush first and then you go and give a little shake in the toilet after.
Yeah,
I mean,
there
it's
you go.
clean
Your hand
water.
in the
Excellent
toilet.
idea.
We need to
That's
be
a great idea.
resourceful.
Yes, good idea. Billy's full of good ideas.
Thank you. Full of
Yeah.
something.
Damn right. Once it happened. Now I can't live it down.
You announced it on a national podcast.
Well, I'm all about the truth.
Where were you?
See, it's it.
It was a local restaurant. I don't really want to say the name of it. They'll stop me
So you
from
went from there to eating?
going there.
Like Morton's?
I think it was no, it was not a high-end restaurant. It was like a sports bar-y kind of restaurant.
Oh, I know the place.
No,
The one with the
you-
wings that you like?
Your wing place.
I do love the wings
Yeah, you
there,
love
yeah,
that place.
yeah.
Oh,
You
finger
ate
food
wings
afterwards.
after that?
Jesus.
Finger
No, this
foods.
was on the tail end. No pun intended.
That poor Billy's
This was on
bathroom.
the tail end of my dining out.
That bathroom is so small. That bathroom is the 1980s. You guys have just
70s, I
you guys
think.
have just conjured the worst of visual images. Just like we have never talked about anything fouler on this show than Greg Cote in that bathroom wiping his own ass with his own hand as if it were a credit card moving through a slot.
Yep.
Greg Cote Show every Monday.
It was stealth. It was
What
very
is-
efficient. I was proud of myself.
What is the amount of hand washing you have to do before your hands are sort of back at neutral? Because you kind of can wash your hands and wash your hands and wash your hands, and
Still
then
smells.
and then somebody will go,
gotta
"Oh,
be
but you're eating
kidding
finger
me.
food."
No,
Like,
I
how much?
Come on, man.
believe me. Normally I'm a guy who washes his hands in cold water. This time I made sure I had warm water, nearly to the hot and scalding level. And really soaped up. I lathered, man.
Yeah.
Back in the day, my dad was a working man, while Bill had came home with hands caked with grease, dirt, and he introduced me to lava soap, which was a soap with grit in it. I mean, you felt the
Right.
dirt leaving your hands because of all
does
that
Billy's have
beautiful
lava
grit.
soap?
No, it does not
They
have
have
lava
toilet
soap.
paper,
No.
Billy's.
Yeah, but they have regular
Doesn't have a
soap.
urinal.
Yeah, my place a urinal.
You know, sometimes
And,
you take a urinal cake, you just
Yeah.
squeeze it in between.
Oh, I've never done that. I got to get me a cake of lava soap today. though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just spoken true, like people that don't have kids. Once you have kids, shit on your hands is nothing. It's just a
Exactly.
daily occurrence.
Yes. Anybody who's got an infant in the house is
Yeah.
going, what's wrong with that?
Yeah.
You know.
You've gone too far now, Billy, supporting this.
How so?
You've gone too far.
Billy's right to introduce the baby
The
and
baby
and
thing, I'm
infants.
telling you,
Oh, yeah, he's
Dan,
absolutely
once
right.
you change like 3 diapers, you're like, I don't care what gets on my hands.
Yeah,
Shit's
really,
everywhere.
seriously.
It's everywhere.
I don't believe that anyone listening to this, anyone, not a person, has done what Greg Cote has just admitted to doing. Not one person has ever in our audience been so desperate that was the solution.
Well, I don't believe Greg Cote did it either.
No,
but-
no. They did.
What do you do on a camping trip? You use your hand. What are you going to use, a pine cone?
No, you
That
use
hurts.
a leaf.
Ooh, a pine cone, a leaf.
What if
Yeah.
there's no leaf around?
In the woods?
Yeah.
I don't
climb a
imagine.
tree to
Now
get a
that you
leaf?
brought me here, though, this is the other thing about it. You guys do realize that now he's eating chicken wings. That ass still ain't clean.
Oh, yeah.
No.
It's under his nails.
Oh, yeah.
No, but his ass is like
I'm
not,
telling you, he went back in there, cleaned his hands, but his ass is still unclean, and now he's just delightfully eating chicken wings.
Well, like I say, this was on the tail end of the meal. I had delightfully eaten chicken wings.
Oh, God.
And then this emergency happened. I dealt with it. I'm a can-do personality, Dan. I get an emergency, I deal with it, and then I move on.
And then if there's sauce, are you licking your fingers? after
No,
that?
stop it. Like, just stop. Just stop.
Well, let him answer.
I mean, look, I'm a right-handed man.
Yeah.
I have shook 1,000 hands since that happened. No one's ever complained.
I'll never shake it
I
again,
shook
though.
Dan's hand at one point.
None of
Shortly after it happened.
those people who were shaking that hand were assuming that you had decided, as opposed to a normal human
He
being,
didn't decide, Dan. He's a can-do guy.
Yeah. You're
It was an
confronted with a
emergency.
calamity. You deal
Yeah.
with it.
to groom like a chimpanzee would.
Right. You can learn a lot from the animals.
We should ask Ron.
Yes.
What's the question we're asking, Ron?
How does an animal wipe his ass? He's not looking for toilet paper. Why should I? I'm not better than an animal. I'm a primate. I do it till I'm satisfied.
So you're
Smile
rubbing,
and
your,
move on.
you're rubbing your butt on the ground is basically what you're saying.
Yeah. Exactly. I will ask McGill that.
What exactly are you going to ask him, though? Just so we're clear.
I'm just going to say, how does an animal...
Or which animal would use their hands?
Yeah, like
You're assuming all of them.
Right. Every animal takes a shit.
Right.
They all have feces.
Yeah.
My dog does it in the backyard. Every once in a while, if, he'll scoot and rub his ass on the grass. We've all seen that.
Right, has to do it.
Yeah,
right.
I wouldn't do that. Although, if I were out in the wild... And no one was watching, I think I would do that.
I would do that before I credit card my ass.
But he's not. He wasn't in the wild. To be fair, he was in a stall. There's tiles.
That would be a funny visual of
Exactly.
walking into Billy's bathroom.
First of all, I never acknowledged it was Billy's.
He never did.
No, it's a false rumor.
Good wings, though.
Oh, great wings. Because they're small. I hate a huge wing. I hate the jumbo wing. If you put on your menu jumbo wings,
Not getting them.
turn off.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm with you. No, jumbo wings, too meaty.
Yeah.
Too much
meaty.
work. Yeah.
Meaty.
Yeah, too meaty.
That's the whole point. No.
Yeah.
Now, for me, when it's a bite and you're still not at the bone yet, that's too much.
Too much.
Yeah.
Got to get them extra crispy.
At some point, it just becomes a drumstick. I don't want a drumstick. I want a chicken wing.
The flat.
What's
All
the right
flat.
size? You have to be able to not take a bite without hitting bone.
When you get these huge jumbo wings, you take a bite, you see the pink thing in there. You know, like that pink.
Oh, I
you see
hate
a little-
that.
it's
Yeah,
this is-
throw it
no,
away.
It's not cooked.
Yeah.
Like, no, give me.
I would say
small
2 to
wings.
3 bites, right? And you're done. Next
Well
wing.
done wings. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If you were to size it, I would say about 2 fingers wide would be the perfect width for
One of
that.
those fingers are going in Greg Cote's asshole.
That's borderline big wing right there.
It's as unpleasant a thing as I've ever learned about a friend.
Well, if you'd listened to the Greg Cote Show podcast, you would have heard it live. But did it really happen?
What do you mean, did it really happen?
I'm throwing it out there. Is it just
You know the
a
answer,
skit?
though.
Is it a skit? Or did it really happen? And I'm the only one who knows.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the Long Black Veil, the country song. Nobody knows but me.
Exactly right.
Thank you. Great song by John Anderson.
Oh, John.
Covered by 1 million people.
Why earlier in the show?
The dude from Sports Center?
A different John Anderson.
Why earlier in the show did you celebrate someone agreeing with you by singing Hello, Dolly?
Oh, hello, Dolly. That's an extension of hello. Like an affirmation to me is if somebody says something I agree with, instead of going, hey, you know what, you're right, I'll go, hello. And so hello led me to Hello, Dolly, which, again, is a song millions of people have done. Ethel Merman among them.
Mm-hmm.
Billy, would you look up for me, please, when Hello, Dolly was a song that was popular
The Streisand one?
in this country, please? Most
70s, I think.
most
right?
recently.
No.
I think it might have
60s.
predated the 70s.
Really?
I
60s.
think so. Because Merman hasn't been alive for 40 years, 50 years even.
Musical debuted in 1964. What was
Okay.
the feature?
Great
film?
year for musicals.
69.
Yeah. That was around the Oklahoma era, right? Oklahoma.
Oklahoma.
Yeah, with an exclamation.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
See you, Gary.